Okay, very good morning. How are you?
I am fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay. So, are you having a busy day? What do you do usually at this time?
I usually do at this time take a few sessions, and after that I do my household chores because I am a mother of four kids.
Okay. So, where are your kids right now?
My youngest kid is having his exams, and my two eldest kids are done with their exam and they are taking their rest in the other room. So I am free right now.
Because you told me that this time is usually not convenient for you, right? So, I'm asking, how are you
Yes.
managing?
It's very difficult for me, but it was a great pleasure for me to have connection with you. That's why I was eager to have a meeting with you. Otherwise, I am quite busy, or I am quite available at night time when I make my kids to sleep.
Okay. So, that is at what time in the night?
After 9:30, after 9:30, I am quite relaxed and I can manage each and everything. And mostly I make my videos and everything which I want to do for myself, I do at night time.
Yeah, but isn't it too tiring? Because at the end of the day, you don't have patience for anything. How do you manage like after 9:30 in the night?
Then I think that if there is a burning desire in your side to do something for yourself and to do something better in yourself, then you can manage each and everything. Because if we are only consuming our lives for the household chores and each and everything, and we don't have this feeling in ourselves that we want to do something, then we are quite tired. But if there is something inside us that pushes us forward to do something,
Oh,
I
wow.
think that is the ultimate thing.
Right, well said. Okay, so we'll come to introduction because I don't know anything about you. So can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, first of all, I want to say that, ma'am, hello. I have seen many of your videos. I was quite excited, and your famous sentence, which I have come across in one of your videos, and that sentence captivated my attention. And what was that sentence? Was that I am engineer by profession, but I am a YouTuber by passion, because I was quite amazed at how can an engineer articulating different kinds of version can articulate his thoughts in a well structured way. Then the most amazing thing about your personality I just observed in one of the comments during watching the video was that one of the viewers, he just paid a very critical or very rebuking remark, in fact. And that was so, and the word he utilized was so hard, and the word was that, what a disgusting background. And your response was, yes, and your response was well structured, well thought, and you just chose the middle way. That was quite amazing, and that was quite essential for a teacher, for a YouTuber to handle such kind of remarks. And you just said that, isn't it? Isn't it a quite hard word to use in that way?
Yeah.
So that was the thing which I noticed.
I'm so glad
So
because you're like very carefully watching what I'm speaking, and even you go to the comment section and read. Because when we do things, we are not very aware that somebody would be, scrutinizing or looking at things. We just do out of just spontaneity, we do. But you see, and you are reciprocating, you're telling me, I like this sentence, I like this comment. I'm really glad to know that.
ma'am, when we come across the comment section or when we come across different kind of conversation, because comment section are the conversational videos are in fact the reflection of our personality.
Hmm.
Whether we are expressing our thoughts, our ideas, or information, these are in fact the second image of our personality. That's why I like your teaching style, and I like the way that how an engineer supposed to be an engineer has stepped forward, and he is quite. fluent, and he is quite articulated in structuring different kinds of patterns of sentences. Even those are different, are difficult for the English learners who are passionate.
Right. Yeah. Well said. Thank you so much.
So
Yeah, we will come to your
if I
introduction.
talk about yes, thank you for giving me this marvelous opportunity to have my introduction. So I start with my name. I am Gulnaz Islam. I am from Punjab, Pakistan. I have done my masters in English as well as masters in history. I have achieved my gold medal in history. Throughout my education career, I have been the topper, scholarship holder from first year to MA. And 2010 was the excellent or the most memorable period of my life when I was given the opportunity to participate at divisional essay writing competition hosted by Government of Punjab at that moment. And I won that competition. I was awarded with 40,000 and a certificate by the Government of Punjab. Then I was promoted at provincial level, essay writing competition, and then I won that competition again. I was elected, and I got 75,000 a certificate and 2 days stay hosted by the government of Punjab at that moment. And a historical visit or a historical tour was given to me, offered to me by government of Punjab. I agreed and very happily accepted that offer. I stayed at Carlton Tower Hotel and I had a bonfire dinner by the government of Punjab at that moment. And the most surprising, the most astonishing, and the most captivating moment for me is that when I was traveling in the foreigner bus, and the signals, that the traffic signals are not turned off for anyone. But as it was as it was hosted by government of Punjab, I literally, and I am so thankful to Almighty that those signals I literally saw with my eyes, they were turned off, and everywhere I was showered with respect. And when I turned to my village, I was given respect and huge round of applause by my college, my colleagues. And after that, I started coaching to master's level in language and linguistics because this was my favorite area. I started coaching them poetry after getting married, and I started coaching at Bahria Foundation College as head of department in English and history. Nowadays, I am running my YouTube channel, Good Knowledge Hub. Initially, I posted the syllabus of 9th and 10th standard, intermediate, and so many tenses, passive active, and you can say that each and everything. And then I posted videos on spoken English, and recently I have started my conversational videos because I wanted to explore more and more about the cultures, about the people, personalities around the world. That's all about me.
Oh, that's a lot about you. You have so many feathers in your cap. My goodness. But talking about like culturally, it is quite conservative, right? Pakistan is like India itself. So did you get all the backing from your
Yes.
parents when you were growing up to become so qualified or participate in things? So your parents were supportive?
My father was so supportive, although I came from a rural background.
Yeah.
And my all education is from Urdu medium. Like your background is in Hindi medium, my education is all in Urdu medium. So
Hmm.
my journey was quite difficult, but my father supported me a lot because he provided me with the opportunity to participate in each and every competition which came across me.
That's a nice
Because
thing,
my
right?
father
Yeah.
used to say that even if, because when government of Punjab offered me this huge offer to stay at Carlton Tower Hotel for 3 days, and my mother said, and I actually realized, my mother said that, is it good for a girl to stay
Yeah.
at Carlton Tower or a hotel? She didn't mention the name. She only said, is it a good thing for a girl, suitable? what would people say? My mother said, what would our relatives or what would our people say? So
Mm.
my father just said that she had done so much hard work. If I don't allow her to go, she will always felt that if my father would allow, what would be my condition?
Mm.
So my father said that I am with her and let her go.
Wow. So, like, it also requires a lot of courage for you as well, right? When, staying alone or taking up all these challenges, I must say you have a great deal of willpower and courage as well. Otherwise, it is not so easy to, even the government is offering for you. Sometimes we just, take a step back. No, it's okay. Let us be, we're not that open. Or you should have that courage within yourself as well to accept things. So I think your nature is like that. You have great deal of willpower and courage.
Yes, because I wanted to be a motivating factor for all those girls who belong to a rural area and who are not residing in an urban area. They just say that we are from this village or rural background and we cannot achieve anything. I
Mm.
can say, and I wanted to prove that girl or a woman can do anything if she or he has a will.
Okay. So you wanted to set an example for more girls like you who are from rural background, who it is very nice to know that even if we change the life of one person, that if it makes you feel very glad about it, that I was able to do, and it further boosts your motivation. You feel more motivated to do more things in your life.
Yes, ma'am, quite right.
Mm. So what are your future plans like this? Because you are so well qualified, educated, talented as well. So further, you would like to go back to teaching once your kids grow up. So what are your future plans?
My future plans are to make more videos or conversational videos just just have this mentality, to inculcate or to develop this mentality that women should proceed further. They should not set back and they should not confine themselves that now we have been married, our work is done. We should not do anything. I want to shun this idea. I want to just um, stop this idea, and I want to say that you have to live your own life. If you have dreams, no one can fulfill them. If you can, if you can, or if you want to live with your own name, you have to earn that name. If you want to live with the name of your family, then it's okay, do nothing. But if you want to live with your own name, create your name, earn your name, that's my basic aim.
That's nice because even here in rural areas, it is still the notion that, okay, you're a girl, right? What will you do studying so much? I have it in my own family as well. Wow, why are you studying so much? Finally, you're going to get married and go. So don't stress your life. It's okay if you just complete plus two. It's enough. Graduation, don't work so hard. Finally, you're going to go and take care of a family. It's just so that is the kind of motivation they give girls.
Yes, ma'am. I want to have some introduction of yours.
Yeah, sure,
So I
definitely.
am curious about Ma'am Shanta ji as a girl, as a woman, and we know you very well. My audience know you very well, but we want to know the other aspect of Shanta ji, traveling through different phases of life and how she has attained this level of fluency when you are an engineer, because engineering or a science is quite different and English is entirely different. How you have bridged this gap?
I would say the foundation was quite strong because I studied in English medium school, and then back at home, my dad is a very strict person, so he always wanted that we speak English even at home with siblings, with him, and his English was very good because he was into sales and marketing. So he would meet clients and people from different countries also sometimes, and his seniors who were obviously speaking really good English because they were into that field of work like sales and marketing, so his English was good, and he kind of taught us, trained us to speak like this whenever there were new nuances in English, like if somebody says something and you don't understand. So we usually used to say, sorry, can you repeat? So he was the person who told me that there is a new thing called you have to say come again. This was when I was in school. So that was the level of
Yes.
motivation or training I received from my dad. And we always kept speaking English at home and school. I spoke English to the best of my friends. It is a belief that if you talk in English, you cannot make good friends because that binding or the bonding will not come, as you get in your native language. So that is not the case with me. I'm a live example. The best of my friends I have spoken to and still speaking to in English. So that was the second aspect. And I chose to speak English all the time. It was my decision. I didn't. Many people treated me like a repellent. So she speaks only in English. We are not going to speak with her. It happened in college. I had very few friends. I can count on my fingertips. So, and it was also associated with she's proud or arrogant. That is why she speaks English to show us down, to let us down. That was the kind of attitude. But I think nothing changed. I liked speaking in English because it was my dad's dream. You have to be sophisticated, and according to him, if you speak English, more opportunities, you will come across as a intellectual person or somebody decent. And I cannot get the right word for it, but it was his dream, that you have to talk in a certain way, behave in a certain way, body language, everything. You have to be decent, and English is the language which such people usually speak. So that is why English was my habit. I used to speak in English all the time, and even in engineering. So after that, we received soft skills training as part of campus placements. Then I moved abroad. I lived in Australia for 8.5 years. So while talking to immigration officers or checkout counters, so you had to speak in English. Little bit, I got more confidence by living abroad that I can speak good English. I can understand a little bit of native accent. So that is my English journey. So back now, after coming back to India, around 10 years, I did nothing. I was just a homemaker taking care of my children. So once they got back to school, I thought that then now what? I don't want to be just a homemaker. And people take it for granted once you're a homemaker. Oh, she's available all the time. You can come over. Oh, she can manage it. She will do. They take credit. She'll do everything. Whenever you want, she's ready. She's available. I didn't want that thing to be associated with me. I needed to have my own say, my own opinion. Otherwise, people don't even ask for your opinion. It may be it in financial matters or matters related to the home, because obviously they consider you less knowledgeable if you're not doing things or earning money. So I didn't want that tag to be associated with me. I wanted to support my husband as well financially and me as well, because I didn't want, yeah, there is abundance, and my parents give me money, my husband gives me money, and there is no question about it. But still, I wanted my own money, which I have earned. So I tried a lot of things, work from home, blah blah blah, a lot of things. But finally, YouTube is a thing that worked for me. I started working as a trainer for engtalki. From there, I was introduced to YouTube conversations. I started my own channel. So right now, I'm doing just YouTube. I used to also train people, but right now, I'm not able to, just doing YouTube as of now.
Because managing YouTube, having conversational or solo videos, apart from managing your home and household chores and rearing your kids, is a multitasking and rather challenging thing.
Mm, exactly. Yeah, it is difficult. It was getting difficult. So I thought, let me just do YouTube. That's enough for me. I know where to draw the line. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Mm,
So I want to ask a couple of questions from you.
yes, go ahead.
First is that we are conditioned in such a way from the very childhood that English is a tough language. It is
Mm.
an alien language. You are not a native speaker, so you cannot master. So, how can we break this conditionality around us, and how can we become a fluent or a person who is well versed with speaking?
Yeah, the conditioning is right. Of course, this is not our native language. And the thing that people are talking about is the accent. And there are a lot of people who like Indian accent of English because this is the most understandable. We are neither too fast, we are pronouncing every word clearly. So there are a lot of people across the world who like Indian English, or the normal natural accent of speaking English. Maybe you will not get the accent of what native speakers are speaking, So just ask native speakers to talk in Urdu or Hindi. So they're not going to sound native to us, right? So let us not associate that tag with us that we want to be native speakers. That is not our identity. Our identity is this. Whatever our native language is, that is our identity. And it's okay if you don't speak English like them. Even native speakers make mistakes while speaking. Maybe the frequency is lesser as compared to us. So definitely anybody can become fluent. It will take years of practice. So if you're ready to put in the hard work, it will definitely show in your result. You will definitely become fluent. Just keep practicing consistently and make English your habit. So it will work for you.
That's really fantastic because in one of your videos, I came across that you use filler words like a lot,
Yes.
and then you just stop that habit with conscious effort. So, some of the time, English learners use a lot of filler words. You know, likewise is such kind of filler words. So how to avoid this habit of filler words? Because trainers and tutors suggest that you should refrain from and should just stop using these filler words, but it's very hard because it becomes a second habit of English learners. So what do you think, how can you stop this habit?
Yes, I know. I used to use it more earlier. I used to use that more. The thing that helped me is while editing, I see my own videos. And I noticed, man, how many times I've used this word. While speaking, you are not able to realize actually that you are using fillers, right? So, while speaking, it is spontaneous and you don't even realize that I've used this. But when you watch yourself, your speech, that time you realize I'm using this so often where it is not necessary. It is not because I'm running out of thoughts, it is because of habit. Due to habit, you're using it just like that. So, just consciously, when you're speaking, try to put more effort and try deliberately not to use. And there is nothing wrong in using fillers because when you see celebrities, when they are speaking for every couple or three words, they'll definitely use it. It happens. And trainer's job is to say, like, point out the mistakes or don't do this, don't do this. But when it comes to speaking practice, it is spontaneous. But using a lot of filler words will spoil the beauty of your speech. So consciously try to not use them while speaking and speak slowly. Don't get too excited while speaking because it happens when we are speaking, we are too excited to say something and we run like a train. At that times, it is definitely possible that you use fillers. Just speak slowly, focus on what you're speaking, and watch your own speech. That way, you will be able to pinpoint what you're using, what mistakes you're making. Like that, you can rectify.
Well said, ma'am. So
Mhm.
sometimes English learners, they know a lot of knowledge because from our initial stage, from grade one, we are trained to know the objects, simple sentences, even tenses we know, and we master a lot of tenses and active, passive, each and everything. We know grammatical rules. We have a good command. It means that, and sometimes they have this complaint that our mind speaks correct English, but when it comes to our tongue, it becomes incorrect. What is this, ma'am?
Yeah, there is nothing like rocket science in that. Your mind speaks because it is there only in your mind. You're either watching, reading, you studied English, it is all there in your mind. Did anybody take a test of how good you are at speaking English when you were in school? No, you just wrote from your mind, it was coming on paper. But when you're speaking, it is not like that. It is spontaneous, right? So, unless you have as much speaking practice as writing practice, you won't be able to ace the spoken English part. You will have to speak for as many years as you've written English. Then you will get that level of fluency. So that is the thing. It is correct in your mind, but when it comes, sometimes it doesn't come to your mouth. The first thing. If it comes, either you're hesitating, you're fumbling, you don't know what to speak just because you have not spoken it. There's nothing to be scared or so much worried about. You're just stepping back because you will make mistakes. So once you get rid of that and start speaking, no matter even if I'm making mistakes, I will speak. So if you develop that kind of attitude, so definitely your mistakes are going to be there. I've made a lot of mistakes in my conversations. solo videos or whatever. So don't focus on your mistakes. It happens. In spoken English, it is permitted. Here and there, you can make mistakes. So don't focus on that. Get rid of the fear and start speaking.
Yes, very good and excellent saying. And this is the good thing because practice, after all, makes a man perfect. And now, if we are at intermediate level, sometimes we put a lot of effort, we know, and we do marvelous things, yet we do not see visible change in our pronunciation, in our accent, in structuring the sentences, in framing the different kinds of sentences, and we just stuck in that whirlpool, you can say, or in at that intermediate plateau. Then what would you say about this condition?
Yeah, it happens with a lot of people. Once they reach intermediate stage, getting to advanced stage is quite difficult. They start feeling that because from beginner to intermediate, it's quite easy, right? The basic steps, think in English, read, write, you will gain that kind of fluency to reach intermediate stage. But from intermediate stage, you need to put more effort. You need to learn a lot of words. If you are working at the same pace, what you used to do at beginner stage, that is not going to help. So beginner what if you know like 200, 300 words, you will reach the intermediate stage because that is repetitive. The same words you're using in most of the day-to-day English. From intermediate to advanced, you need to learn new words, new vocabulary. You need like around 7 to 8,000 words to reach that level. So put in extra effort, shift from simple storybooks to complex books to news, especially. Intermediates have to watch news, CNN, BBC. So you can get the and also when you're advanced speaker, you have to understand different type of accents. So listen to more native speakers, watch shows from Western countries. So they use very good vocabulary, sentence structures, and idioms in their language. So by doing that, you will definitely reach advanced stage. It's going to take time.
Yes. Ma'am, and it's very good for the learners to take this opportunity and to do much or more effort if they really want to achieve this level.
Mm.
So, as we are living in a modern age where everything is accessible, whether it is information, whether these are the pieces of some topics are readily available to us, yet we are not in the habit of reading,
Mm.
especially reading books. We can see that in our own homes there are a lot of books, there are a lot of magazines, and they are lying here and there, but no one is here to read them.
Mm.
And as compared to in our own age when we have a few books which we can count,
Mm.
which we could count at that moment, but we were so inquisitive, or we were so curious to know about the reading and to know about the books that we used to read them. But at present moment there are a lot of information, there are a lot of magazines, and everything is available, but we are not in the habit of reading. How to inculcate this habit?
It's quite difficult in the given days to inculcate reading habit because everything is there in your mobile. When we were growing up, we did not have internet or the data, right? So we would read the same books repetitively. So that is a different thing. Now it is quite difficult. Maybe you can read news on digital media. It is a difficult habit, but start slowly, maybe one page a day, and choose the topics that interest you. If you like storybooks, go for storybooks. If you like self-help, do that. Motivation, do that. If you're interested in finance, try to read. And just keep in mind that reading not only improves your English. Okay, the meeting is going to end soon. Reading not only improves your English, but it develops your personality on a whole, like your mind, personality, everything changes. So it is important for you to read. Of course, if you're interested, don't push yourself. You can learn English only by listening as well. But if you want to inculcate reading habit, try to choose what you like. Then start with one page a day. Choose smaller books so that you will be motivated at least to finish them. That you can do.
Very good. And this is an excellent thing that the books which we are interested, because I am from literature. I really like the literary books like Chaucer. And if I recommend the Chaucer, you should you should read the book of Chaucer, the father of English literature, or the Milton, the greatest literary poet. Then the other person would say that no, it's so hard because there are so many images, there are so many symbols. How can we identify? Even we cannot understand. There are multi layers of each meaning. So every English learner first task is to identify his our own interest, then
Yeah.
choose the books of his own genre of interest, and then go for reading. And that book of his own interest will motivate and will be a captivating factor for him to engage him for reading for a longer period of time.
That's right. That's right.
So I have enjoyed the session with you. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Me
And
too.
I am waiting for many sessions in near future.
Yeah, definitely. And your questions were very relevant and very useful for people who are going to watch this video. So well done on that. So the conversation was really good. So keep up the good work. Good luck. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Bye bye.